Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. You have to wonder about the government's logic and thinking. On one hand, they say they want to decentralise power and hand power back to the councils and therefore nearer to the people. This is something that's in their mandate. It's something they've gone on about for quite some time. However, at the same time, they want to take planning away from the councils and centralise it. 50-50, isn't it? What the Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away. Now, which one is it? Do you want to give powers to the councils or take them back? Now, of course, they want to be seen to be giving powers to the councils because that's a good thing to see. On the other hand, they know that councils with the power to decide planning are going to, well, not allow planning, basically. And so what they're also doing at the same time as well, weirdly, is saying, okay, we're going to take planning laws away from you, but we are going to give the planning laws back, but not to planning committees, but to planning officers within the council. But those planning officers are officers of the state, if you will. They are not democratically elected, and therefore any decision they make is not accountable to the council. And so, again, it's that dichotomy of we're taking the power away from the council, we're putting it back to the council, but only through a council officer who's unelected. And, of course, all this it's all smoke and mirrors. It's because they're desperate to get these houses built. Now, at the moment, it's running at the rate of 96% of all planning decisions are done by planning officers, not the councils going to a full meeting, because the councils have had that power stripped. And even then, even if those decisions are made by planning committees in the council by the councillors themselves, can instantly be appealed directly to Angela Rayner, who will then sign off on it anyway. So what's the point of having a planning committee? But then if you're not going to need a planning committee, why allow them to have them, and why give them the powers back down? Why not just let Angela Rayner decide everything? Oh, because the optics of that are bad. Do you see the problem they have? They haven't actually got a clue what they're doing. They have no direction. They've got no idea at all. Now, any local government, council, auditory, unitary authority, whatever, that opposes these mandatory targets that is being pushed upon them will immediately have the ire of Angela Rayner coming down on them. It descends on them because they're saying, it's a centralising policy. We are going to decide at the governmental level. So even if you oppose it, it doesn't matter. So why on earth have we even got councils if this is how they're dealing with it? If they're centralising everything while saying they're handing the power back, but actually not. Let's just get rid of all the councils. Seriously. It's another layer of government we don't need. It's all that extra expense we don't need. It's all those extra pensions we don't need. Just get rid of all the councils and make Britain one huge council. And have it as a centralised authority. Think of the money. Think of the savings. And there we go. It's simple, isn't it? Might as well. Because the last thing that this Marxist centralising, unitary government, monolithic government wants is for power to leak out anywhere other than within that little cabal right at the top. The idea that councils have any kind of authority or power of decision-making appalls them. They don't want councils having that. Councils might decide something that they don't like. How dare they? That's where it all comes from. It's the removal of democratic power. That's why they're so keen. I've mentioned this in a previous video. This is why they're so keen on mayors. If you have a mayor, he's in control. He can make the decision. It's easy to control one man. Whereas if you have a council with all these different committees and things, it's harder to control because you've got to control 50, 60, 70 people. Let's have a mayor. Then we only have to control one through blackmail or bribery, whatever. Removal of democracy, and it's happening in front of our eyes. We've got to stand up and see it. But again, this town and country planning that this government are doing is just a prime example of that removal of power, that centralisation of power, that monolithic approach. All the time, at the same time, they're lying to you and saying power is being pushed back. it isn't. Thanks very much. Bye.